Nah, itu apa?
Okay, good morning everyone.
Morning.
Alright, so we're starting the first week in October and today is the all hands. I'll go ahead and roll this off and Nunley will secretary for the audience. So it looks like we got quite a lot of people today. We got Tito and D1 over in the Focus House. We got the Jungju team, we got the Bali team, and we got some folks over in Canggu. Risky, Rafik, Wendy, and Eva. Alright, so let's go ahead and roll this thing off. So the all hands for October and November, we have the same theme for the next month too as well. We're looking to get process excellence. So the revenue target is 315 and the stretch target is at 360. And I'll show you how we got to that analysis after in a second. The Halloween party is this month. So currently Ara and Vita are working on this Halloween party and the theme is It's Halloween. So I guess this will be based on it. Yeah. So do you guys want to say anything about the development of this event so far? Vita?
Then we decided the Halloween will be held in two places, which is one in Jogja and one in Bali, which people in Jogja will have their own Halloween in Jogja, and we will also have our own Halloween in Bali in Chanti. We blocked the whole day from 31st till 1 of November for Halloween. So since the theme is it's Halloween, so it's gonna be like a carnival, haunted carnival theme, or Pennywise house, something like that.
Oh, okay, all right. So haunted carnival type Halloween with Pennywise. Great. So if you haven't thought of a costume, start looking for a costume. If you want to request a costume, we can put together a costume request list and order it on Tokopedia. Okay, so yeah, I mean, why not? We'll have it for next Halloween too, at least the masks and stuff, right? Let's keep on going then. Next subject is what? What is that? Okay, I don't know how that wound up on the screenshot. Oh, okay. So the next item is what are we doing for process excellence? So I'm maintaining my goal of hiring, onboarding, and training and leadership development. This is between HR and the company on that particular SLA. So we're looking to get 2 new OGS hires. So we already got Dista, we're looking for a second one. We're looking for 2 new hosts. We got Dominic, and today actually we got Josh too as well. He's going to be coming in on Thursday. So Josh will be the second host for the company. We're looking for 2 new MB hires. Most likely Gita's already 80% through, so if Gita goes through, that'll be 1, and then we'll look for a second one. On the second milestone, we're looking for training and development that passes 80% of people through on their first promotion, and also 2 new squad leads to help expansion in squad 2. So Vita, Ara, Diva, and Alvin are helping me with this particular process right now. So Alvin's still working on area accountability for squad 1. Hosts to become area managers and looking to do a listing audit. HAR guest and community manager to company. The first milestone is on September 22nd. 60% participation in the owner survey. So there's quite a bunch of people involved in that particular process. Alvin, any update on that? Okay, all right, no updates yet. Up and down. Normally is looking to improve the lead nurturing process, crucial to the conversion rate between market building and the company. First milestone is coaching Wyatt, Eggy, and Gabby Triss on the new pitch deck. And second milestone is to execute the new pitch and nurture processes to 3 to 5 prospects. Next one is Bayou on the partner onboarding automation between market building and the company, market building content. We're looking to get new partners sign up, page deployed. It's already done, right?
No,
It's
okay. On development.
Oh,
Should
okay.
be 2 weeks.
All right, so we're gonna get a new part. Oh, so that'll be like partners applying for a job.
Partners signing up like to Facebook or something like that.
Ooh, okay, all right, that'll be cool. Look forward to seeing that. Second milestone is a new partner onboarded using the new system. I guess that's a cooperation between market building and also yourself. I just got Eggy and Nunley working on that too as well. On the next milestone, the next process excellence, we're looking for data transparency, sharing guest feedback to partners on Bigger, and getting feedback from the partners. This is between community management and the company. Looking to get guest reviews shown on Bigger. The second milestone is looking to get partners to understand what to do with negative reviews, take action, market on Bigger, host actively taking action on negative reviews, and partner monitoring their hospitality score. The fourth milestone is looking to get project team members understand what it takes to be a community manager and prepare their material for a promotion. So I reached out to a few of the hospitality senior members to help with this. In community management right now, we have quite a lot of negative reviews, and these I think can be improved over time. So if I wrote on a lot of people's personal journals, please work on that. So this is a good part of getting us to hospitality excellence. On the next mission, we got Tendi looking for successful expansion of the new squad, HAR in the company. Decide the position for a Changu squad, and also all the contact move to new squad transition for revenue management. Third milestone is to get a full team and grow more. Graphic's looking to delegate to other team, especially for Changu. This is between HAR and the company. This first milestone will be decide position for community manager for the Changu squad and grow the Changu Vista. Alright, Changu's going to be Changu Vista. He's got Tendi and Wendy working on that. Deep is looking to define digital marketing as his own chapter. Doesn't have an SLA yet, but it could be the first step to do this BCC. The SLA is probably the first product of successful measurement. Let's see, the first milestone is higher number of signups on the November post event, which I think Kuldeep is also working on that too as well. Second milestone is HR to client, higher number of candidate signups for our jobs page, and third milestone is higher potential owners sign up through our website and other digital platforms. So we got a cast of characters working on that from HR, market building, and also me as well. Okay, Dominic's looking to stabilize Jogja. I think that's already been achieved actually. So Dominic's handed over most of her duties over to Google and the rest of the Jogja team, and they're continuing on with her hosting and reservation duties in Squad 4 Jogja. Waiana is looking to get 85 owners with the MOU in each region by the end of November. Is that 85% or 85? 85%. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead. The secretary and put that up there. So the first milestone is Bonita and Bingen owners have their MOU by the end of September. Second milestone is 80% of Jimbra and Umusan needs to do it with the MOU. Third milestone is Bingen and Uluwatu. So the development paper is over here where we are looking at the progression of each particular region. Take a look at that later, and it's being worked on by Eggy and Risky. Bukit Vista is a holding company. While I was working on that, I'm also working on that. That will require a trip to Singapore to define the holding company this month, and we'll come back with the holding company draft. Guys, all the finance updates are recorded in one basket. SLA buying for new chapter on workflow and MVP, internal data accuracy checklist, monthly report, Tableau, company bank statement with under 3% fault tolerance, finance KPIs, recruiting another finance staff, and finance dashboard on all hands with the random deduction graphic, a wrong sending out payment graphic, expense graphic, quad profitability, profit loss graphic. Okay, cool. So hopefully we'll see some developments on a risky side for these new finance KPIs. Off of peak season, we've moved over back to individual bonuses, and individual bonuses are scored by me at the end of the month on employee journals, and these are based on alignment to the theme, project proposals, and impact SLAs. So this goes on until December. On December, we'll go back to a revenue month. So heads up. All right, let's talk about new business. So new business, or let's talk about old business first. Squad 2 is planning to have a crossover with other squads during October and November to spread best practices and learn best practices from the other squad. I have an update on that that might change that a little bit. I think it's a good idea, but we have some changes on Squad 1. I'll notify everybody of. Okay, and on Squad market building KPIs. All right, I think we have a KPI update, yes?
Yes, we do.
All right, then Lee, take it away.
Okay, so about 2 weeks ago, Bayu asked what is MB's KPI, and right now what we're being measured on is actually a 3-month revenue pipeline per market builder. So the last time around, last week I think we asked how do we actually task KPIs since MB's chapter KPI is new. So we said, I think Deepa mentioned that actually we need to get company buy-in, right? So yeah. Okay, so today we're going to try to keep it quick. I will just share an overarching what the MB KPIs are, and actually what are we really trying to figure out with these MB KPIs. Okay, so the first thing is contact to qualified lead ratio. So what a contact is just basically a property with a, say for example, a phone number, but a qualified lead ratio actually means that this property has been qualified, which means it makes $2,000, it has all the amenities that we need, so on and so forth. So what we're trying to figure out from this ratio, right, is on average how many contacts do we need to get one lead, and is there a consistent pattern, example through MB, through the type, or through even the areas such as Uluwatu, Jimbaran from these leads. And the third one is, does this ratio actually change over seasons? Okay, so I'll continue on with the rest. Qualified leads versus, the second ratio is actually qualified leads Now, how many of those leads actually convert into a first meetings? Alright, so what we're trying to figure out is what is the average conversion ratio per MB. So this is slightly more tagged towards an MB's performance versus a chapter performance. Okay, the third is actually now that we have leads, right? We've had our first meetings, we have leads. How many of these leads actually then convert to actually a signed MOU? So what we're also trying to figure out is, I think as you can see down the pipeline, where exactly is our performance, and or rather where is the lack of performance if the company is not doing well or if MB is not doing well. So under leads to MOU ratio, what we're trying to figure out is, on average, how many leads do we need to get one MOU signed, and what is the average conversion ratio per MB. So there is a little bit of mix of both chapter and business in this ratio. Fourth, what we're also trying to figure out is cost per acquisition. What that means is actually the number of meetings. As you know, MB does not have any other resource actually but our time. We are a service, so essentially what I'm trying to do is that I'm trying to reduce the number of meetings that we have to see per client, so that it reduces the cost for the business overall. So obviously I'm trying to figure out like how do we find a way to sign up. Yeah, okay. So the fifth is actually Bayu's suggestion when I had this meeting with him. He said, why don't we also figure out what abandoned properties also look like. So is what we're trying to figure out is there consistent pattern, example MB type of area from these abandoned contacts as well. So this is something that we will track. And lastly is, of course, when we're tracking all of these metrics, we have to also have an idea of what the progression is, right? So for now, because this is new, we are starting off, I think Jing and I, we talked about it, we said let's start off with 10% for the first month, and then we'll see how things go and move along after we start off. So what is the desired results from figuring out all these conversion ratios, right? The idea is really to just have better capabilities to set MB targets. Right now, as we have said, we don't have targets actually. We only have what we see in the pipeline, which I feel is good, but it's kind of passive as well. So we can say this is sort of like a move pivot from measuring individual MB 3 months revenue pipeline to actually really setting monthly targets for MB. If you'd like to see more details, there is the MB chapter KPI paper that is there for your reading. So that is my motion and I've already gotten AD and YNS buy-in for this. So this is the new motion for MB KPIs. I guess, can I get a second for this?
Okay, alright, to the floor. Is there a second for Nunli's motion for putting these as the MB KPIs? Been seconded by Bayu. Is there any discussion about this? Okay, I'll make an amendment. Can we host a discussion on this thing at a point in time by Nunli? So if you are involved in this and you have a stake in how MB sets their KPIs, please go to it. If not, then just ignore the session and don't go. But I think that would make it an easier time to discuss
Sure.
it. Yeah? Okay. Yes?
I just have a question. So I understand that you have a target percentage and then how much is abundant. So do we have actually any what is called like a metric where to put it, how we're gonna read it and
Oh, okay. So this is
Probably
why we
dashboard.
were. Yeah, this is why I had this discussion with Bayu. So it will be on Tableau.
oh okay.
Yeah, so like money all hands, instead of seeing 3 month pipeline, we will see MB's new KPIs.
Okay.
Okay.
Make
Alright.
sense? Okay.
Okay, so I'd like to amend the motion. I think this motion can go ahead, but I'd just like to assign a given time. Normally, what do you think would be a good time to discuss this?
Friday
Okay, Friday.
to 2 p.m.
All right, so the amendment on the motion is that whoever wants to be involved in discussing these KPIs can go there on Friday at 2 p.m. And I think whoever goes to that can vote it in. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then once it's been voted in, just present it to everybody and let us know that it's been.
Also, we're doing the vote at Friday 2 p.m.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. For the
Then if people cannot turn up, what is that?
for whoever wants to be involved in discussion of that. Oh,
Okay.
the discussion.
Huh?
Oh,
Oh.
okay, yeah, right, let's do the discussion first, bring the results of the discussion back, and then vote on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, so it's been.
I think it's already discussed, right? I think already the result, so we need to put them.
Okay, alright, let's put it to a vote then. I'll open the discussion. So, the cost per acquisition on this, this is gonna be more discussion. Alright, so I would like to discuss about this part. I don't think that that necessarily is, I think a meeting is an investment in the long-term sustainability of what we're investing. So if we have to have, say, 5 meetings with the person, but they finally get it, and we have a 5-year relationship with them, I think that's better than having 1 meeting and then saying that we had a short-term victory win and then losing the contract after 6 months. So, and also I need to understand, is this in lieu of 3-month revenue now? So we use this instead of looking at 3-month revenue.
I think actually this has, I don't see the relation between this and actually the 3-month pipeline.
Once again, see, these are more discussions that I think need to be have some discussion on.
The way I see it, the 3-month pipeline will still maintain as,
Okay.
as it is, but these are just new ways of
New ways of measuring that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, new ways
All right,
of
let's go to this
ways.
vote then. Let's vote whether or not we should have a sub-discussion or whether we should just vote it in now. So I'd like to make a motion that we, okay, Bai, you have a motion right now, right? That the vote should be now. Well, we need to decide, right. There's over 30 people here,
Yeah,
and if we're
yeah,
gonna have
okay.
a.
So I think we already spent like 2 weeks discussing this
Yeah.
with you and Annalie. You should have that question before this actually. So I think it's better to vote now.
And also
Okay.
I think that if I have a discussion, nobody will turn up, because the last time round I had a discussion, nobody turned up too.
Okay,
So
all right, let's put it, okay, so that's Bayou's motion. Is there a second on Bayou's motion? Okay, it's been seconded. All right, I have a motion. I have a motion that we should do it to Friday, and all concerned parties, this is the last time, right? So this is the moment where we're gonna vote these KPIs into effect for the chapter and for the company. So if anybody has anything to say about it, they would like to change, show up on Friday. Is there a second on that motion? Okay, it's been seconded by Wyatt on a revision with a vote on the next all hands. Okay, let's go with Bayou's motion. Who's in favor of the first motion, please raise your hand. Okay, so let's do the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't see.
we've got 9, 10, 11. Hello, Team Changu, can you hear us? Where was that? 11? What's 12, 13, 14, 14. Oh my god, okay. Jogja is like all 14, 15, 16. I see 16 hands altogether.
Okay, all right, so it's pretty much so. All right, all in favor of the second motion, please raise your hand. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then
No, none.
okay, all right, let's put it into the first motion carry, so we will vote on it now. Let's go ahead. Okay, so all in favor of passing these motions as a KPI for marketability, please vote in favor now. 1, 2, wait, why are you raising your hand?
What is,
Okay, the first vote has concluded. The first vote is to determine when we're gonna vote, and that has been determined to be today, okay? So these are gonna be the market building KPIs for Bukit Vista, alright? So that is gonna be determined today at this vote. So if you're in favor of passing these as the KPIs, please vote in favor of these KPIs now. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
None of them there have any votes.
Okay, 7. Okay, if you're not in favor of these KPIs, please vote for and online.
None also.
No.
Okay, look, we need a higher participation rate. Look, listen up, all right? If you don't understand, you obviously
Yeah.
should try to understand this before the vote. And if you haven't gotten everybody to understand, this is also a consequence of a failure of communication out to the entire group, right? So if people aren't voting, it means that they don't understand. All right, we have decided that we're going to vote right now. And so please, let's go and do this vote. I want everyone to participate. If you approve of the current KPIs that market building has developed for the KPIs for market building, please, oh wait, Buddy, did you have any discussion?
Yeah. So mostly I think the one that I didn't put is nothing related with this. Like,
Then why is it up at company level?
yeah, that's why, right? So this is the discussion 2 weeks ago. So should we put here or not? But now it's here and it's already voted. So the motion passed, right? Yeah.
Should we pass? Okay, we're passing the motion with almost a 50% no vote.
Yeah. Who's not voting? So are they related to this KPI and SLA?
Actually, I'm a bit surprised that the two of you, because Aggie, you left a comment, right?
Right.
And then I answered, and then you said okay.
Yeah, all good for me, but then like Mr. Jin kind of like saying about
The one day,
position,
okay,
yeah, so
fair,
that's
fair
like
enough. So there are
something-
some considerations. I'm trying to figure out. I think what we need is just speed on this. So I will hold a session right after this. Everybody is here. So let's just do it right
Let's
after
do
our
it,
events,
okay.
okay? And then
Alright.
we get a vote in by today. I think that's the fastest way to do it.
Okay.
I think it's in between we get everything done.
Do we need
No,
the entire
no
company to
votes.
vote, or should we have more limited vote?
This question goes back to how was KPIs set up when KPIs was introduced into the company?
KPIs
remember?
were set up by us, and then we voted each one in through the
Okay,
SLAs.
so that was a company-wide vote.
That's a
then.
company-wide
Okay,
vote, oh.
so should we still continue with that then?
Okay. All right. So right after this, we'll conclude a little bit, and then get everyone, and this will be the last thing that we do. Yeah?
Okay,
before
let's
we go
have a
on.
discussion.
Okay,
Our
alright.
discussion after this.
These are pretty fundamental to the entire company.
Okay.
Okay. So let's go. Can we go ahead with that? Can we go ahead with afterwards? Normally, we'll get everyone together for a discussion on this, and then after discussion, we will make a vote and we'll put these into place. Platform for BV employees to request something related to HR. This is related to hiring, employee benefits, employee engagement, career path, work environment improvement, and others. Just submit your request through HREC on the text expander. Okay, so this one's been already notified for 2 weeks. We can go ahead and let's go ahead and delete that. Next is the end of month assessment. So this is the part of the month where we go back to September and give a score on how each SLA is doing. If you are hosting an SLA, you're the client of an SLA, please ask the server chapter to come into your weekly meetings to discuss about how they perform relative to what you wanted them to do. The next one is the host video project. I see a lot of stuff happening around that, but no claims yet, I think, on this one. So anybody have any, I'm curious, who's working on the host video project right now?
Currently
Rizal.
I made the videos project, so I present it to Hospitality Guild, but now it's on progress to on Squad 2 that I already start this month. So.
Okay, all right. So so Rizal's got the project champion on host video, and Squad 2 is the test subject to deploy this out.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Let's take a look at the next one. There's a simulation program for trolley evaluations. This one is still not been claimed. There's the bigger project, the deployment. I guess the deployment has not finished, so I guess this bounty is also removed then, yeah? Okay, all right, Mr. Secretary, let's go ahead and remove that. That has already been done, and there is no further bounties on that one. Next one is the Halloween. That 350 ahead. Bali and Jojo will have their own parties, as announced by Vita just earlier. Online marketing campaign MVP is $1.5 million. Learn about how to make a promotional video on YouTube or an effective Facebook post, whichever channel you prefer, and get this out. Target the audience over here that we've noticed, Indonesian property owners, and we're looking to get 10 leads to the MB team. Next one is revenue management for Squad 1. That's still hanging. That's a $2.5 million monthly bonus, or a monthly additional salary for whoever's going to cover 75% of Squad 1 beat that I'm currently covering. And a leadership bonus of $5 million. This is a long-term project. I'm starting the Community Management Guild and set the KPIs and SLAs for community management. Okay, let's see, we've got some new business coming over from Bayou. Bayou, would you like to tell us a little bit more about this?
Yeah, this is more into the hospitality, again, internal hospitality. So a few times actually I saw that next door, the focus room, they're not really well maintained. I know there's maybe there's no boiler there, or there's no someone that actually clean that up. So I think if we are going to use this as a workspace, I think we need to start more care about what's happened on the table like that. I'm coming in the morning. I want to use that monitor and table. Actually, there's no space there, and I don't feel like I'm cleaning that myself. I end up cleaning that, but I don't think that's a good way to prepare the space for other people. So that's not helping others first. That's just being reckless and untidy, I think. So I think I want to put emotion. So I motion to always clean the workspace, the table, before you leave for the next people that are going to use that, both in this room and also in the next room. You have a second for that.
All right, it's been seconded, and let's move to the vote. All in favor of putting down as a new company-wide SLA for cleanliness that whoever uses a table will clean the table and prepare it in a fashion that is suitable for the next person to use. All in favor of that, please vote now. Okay, so it's pretty much unanimous. I can't see the Georgia team, but
Yeah,
I
thank
think
you.
they.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes,
fantastic.
Jambu team too.
Okay, great. I think that's a great idea. This is evolving into kind of a co-working situation where we are sharing a lot of space and a lot of the monitors. So I think in all co-working spaces, this would just be a common courtesy. And since we are hospitality, we should be uncommon courtesy. Great. Second question I have for the company is that still a focus house, or is that kind of like a loud house now, or what's going on over in the former frat house? Anybody know, or?
It's getting quiet when I'm there.
Okay, all right. If there's no noise issues, then we'll pass this. Okay, to Eversign. Okay, I think this is by you again, and tell us more about Eversign.
Okay, so the status of EverSign, basically, not the paper, that's just the how-to, but now, basically we are using EverSign, AG has using that. Right now we are on the second plan, on the first plan actually. So I can invite multiple user if there's a lot of market builder actually bringing a lot of property, but now because they're barely like one property per week, so I'm still using the first plan because that's enough for now.
Okay.
But yeah, that's for your information. If you bring new partner, just reach Aggie first or me actually, so we can use this one for
Right.
now.
Fantastic. All right, the goal is to use the professional plan because we want to be professional.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you for that innovation. So now we're moving towards digital documentation and digital sign-ups. We should do the contract for employees and Eversign in the future too as well. Okay, great stuff. Let's take a look at the next order of new business, which I accidentally skipped. This was adding an HR workflow for onboarding new candidates. Go ahead and tell us about that.
Oh yeah, this is actually some question from Ara, especially as HR, asking me to onboard new person, creating email. That actually already been there. I motion to instead of put that on general practice, I think we can put that on HR.
Okay, I think we can actually put that on the HR discussion this week and actually get that house done. That's pretty logical. All right, cool. Mr. Secretary, let's go ahead and tag HR, put it on the guild discussion, and get that moved over. So currently, who's doing it? Currently, who's doing the onboarding part?
Sometimes me, but I recently asked Ara to do that.
Okay, got it. Okay, it's already 45 minutes through, so I'm going to have to blaze through the rest of what we have. Observations and improvements is now moving over to gold mining, right, Alvin? Or
Not fully, still not fully. Well,
Okay.
That's the progress.
okay, and then the reviews are going over to hospitality for reviews. Okay, let's look at the rat. The rat has some updates now. So on squad 1, Maha resigned today actually, so he won't be with us starting from today. It was fairly last minute. Maha did not pass probation. Just let the successor for Maha's beat and Bingit. So taking a look at squad 1, once again we got Jimbaran, Bingin, Balang, Pandawa, Pachacha, Nusadua, and Nungisan. Nungi's on market build, Alvin's on air support, Nadine is on air support 2, Ivan, Dominic, Rihanna, and Gabby are our hosts. Deba and Nafal are working on the content. Risky is on finance, Rafik is on community, Jing, Nunli, Risky, and Alvin are on the revenue management. Jing and Vita are on the human resource, Bayu's on internal tools, Deepa's on online marketing, Gigi's on finance, and Chris, the consultants are Gigi and Chris on finance and reservations respectively. Okay, on squad 2, Rampanal, Uluwatu, and Ubud. Ege and Tris are on the market building on that side, Chandradewi is on air support, Dista's on air support, Tendi and Rafik are our senior hosts, one squad lead, one chapter lead. D1 in Chandradewi and Wendy are our hosts. Rizal and Daniel working on the content. Tito is on the finance. Graphics on the community. On Uluwatu, you got Chandra. And D1 for revenue management, Padang Padang. D1's for revenue management, Ubud attendees on the revenue management. The ARA is on human resource and university relations. The rest are the same. Okay, let's go over to squad 2 right now for online guest support. Tendi is the squad lead. Tendi and Wendy and Eva are the hosts. Rizal is working on the content. Tito's on the finance. Graphics chapter lead on community. Tendi's also working on the community. Changu Seminyak is Tendi's beat for revenue management, and the rest are the same. All right, on squad 4. Squad 4 looks after Shinthia and Dista are the air support. There's a squad lead position open on squad 4. Boo Boo's looking after our guest in Jogja. He's the host. Gani and Devanda are working on the content. Risky's working on finance. Community News by Wayana. We need another person on revenue management for squad 4 to help Gani. Boo Boo's on the human resource, and the rest are the same except for Gani, who's doing the online marketing for squad 4. Okay, profile coverage, I'll just skip over. We're in a transition period where we're trying to move as many senior people on to cover this. Ma's beat will need to be covered by a new person here. All right, let's take a look at the KPI update. So we got some new updates for everyone. This is on the bigger stats. So the booking pace has been dropping in the past few days. This is a little bit alarming, all below current SLA. We've gone from 93 to 82 to 76. Past 4 days are below SLAs. It could be low season, but it is, I would say, a little bit unusually low. Let's take a look at revenue. Revenue, we're currently at 248 right now. So I think we're about 60 away from hitting our goal. Wait, about 65 away from hitting our goal. Weekly sales are good. So the weekly sales for last week was 41,000. The week before was 33. So that part is fairly strong right now. In terms of growth, we got some new charts here. This is a new metric. Let's see. Bayu, did you want to come up here and give these a shot? All right.
So basically for this new graph, the goal is that it should be easy to see and it's only needed to see the number, the actual number or the details when you need it. So like this one, for example, so we have the yearly growth. So this is every year how our company growing here. And then this is the profile. Is everyone remember how much Bastian and Wayana makes last week? What I'm trying to do here is that actually we can see for this how each profile is doing. So like the adventure accommodation, it's doing good, right? So because from blue and then there's a hotter area here on May and then in August definitely. Now we are 43% behind last month. So this is concerning because we are already running the first week of October. So we can focus on that profile. So this is definitely a last minute profile. So this is how we are going to read this profile growth. So is the profile growing or is not growing? So there are some examples that is not growing. We will see. But this is adventure accommodation. Zoom in like that, growing. We can see this is still growing, so that's good. This is Agoda. Not there's no pattern here, up and down. We're not focusing on that. This is Ara and Bifi. I think this is in Jogja, so the pattern is very random as well. Only in June. This is Bastian and Wayana, which is, what do you think, guys? Is this good or not? No. Okay. So this is good because this is always growing. Our property keep growing, our listing keep growing, so the revenue should be reflected here. This is started from November 2018. So if November 2018 is basically far from what we have this month, so that's good. So let's see quickly, Bayu and Wayana, good? Okay, that's good. Booking.com, also pretty good actually. Directing, it's good, but not really growing, right? So we know that this profile is not growing. Maybe we should take a look at that profile. And then Emil is growing really high from here to here. This month, however, only 40%. This one also growing pretty good in the last 2 months. And then also Gabriel and Ara is and this is only Lebaran, and then that's going down. That's in Jogja, so we kind of see it. And then Jing going down in September as well, 29%, and then also 24% this month. So that's need to be checked. And then this is Jing and Wayana, not really growing. It's always the same every month, only in August. But that's more a stable profile, but not growing. This is Chris and Wayana. This is following the pattern, but in January there's a huge spike there, but not growing as well. Growing a little. And then Nogi and Ara is not growing in Jogja. Cynthia and Wayan just Vista is growing very high actually. And then actually there's a concern here. So on September it's very low. So August very high and September is very low. Also Wayana is stable. I think there's not really big change right there. So now we can see on the area. So let's see the area growth. So this is Balangan. Balangan is going down. We're decreasing actually. And then Bingin is growing a little. Could be the market or could be the property. Canggu is growing, almost like 27% there. And then Cemagi, no activity. Jimbaran is growing. Then Nusa Dua is random, but this month we are doing better than last month actually, so that's really good. October is better than September, that's really good. And then Nusa Penida is growing fast. Only this month we are 44% starting. And then Padang is growing. And then the last 2 months we are decreasing. And then Sanur, no activity yet. We have new property but no activity yet. Seminyak is growing as well, from around $3,000 to 10,000 in August. And then this month going down 12%, and then this month 26%. Then Ubud is growing, and then Uluwatu is growing as well. Ungasan, we are decreasing in September. So basically Ungasan is like heavy on peak season, but we are quickly decreasing. Then Yogyakarta is decreasing, always decreasing. So that's how we read the growth of the details of the number that we don't know the meaning. We can see the actual performance of the profile. So that's why we read this stat. So do you want to continue with the other one?
Yeah, sure. Okay. All right. Thanks, Mike, for bringing up that new stats. Okay. Typically, we wanted Rian to come up here. Where's Rian? There he is. But we are shifting over to using bigger stats, and so we'll do a demo this time. That way, it'll be easier. Plus, we're almost cramped up on time. So, all right. Thank you for that. All right. So let's take a look at the overall occupancy rate. So we're looking at, let's see, in September we had 34,000 room nights available, and we sold about 7,000. That is roughly a 20% overall occupancy rate. The request conversion rate for squad 1 is, okay, so looking in August, there was about 47,000 converted against 69,000 not converted. This is for squad 1. In September, it was lower on both sides. There was 26,000 that was converted over 22,000 that was not converted request. On September, the ratio was a little bit better on even. It was about 50% converted here versus 50% not converted. That's on squad 1. On squad 2, Squad 2 was looking at about 29,000 not converted and 20,000 that was converted, and they're about even on both sides on conversions and non-conversion for September. On Squad 3 mostly not converted on both. Okay, let's take a look at Squad 4. Squad 4, what we're looking at is essentially it's about 50-50% conversion rate on requests, and over here it is a larger percentage now of conversions than non-converted. So that looks like a good improvement on Squad 4. Fantastic. So let's take a look at
Location is near Uluwatu Village House and Presiden Village, so this property can be the family listing of both properties.
Okay, Tandy, could we get you to rewind back about a minute because we had some audio troubles here. Could you start from the beginning about this property again?
Okay, sure. This property, the name is Wooden Puri Guest House, that's located in the Uluwatu area. This property is near the Uluwatu Village House and Presiden Village. So this property can be the family property for the both properties, and then it's complete with the share kitchen, pool, hot water, and then parking. Also, they serve with extra charge.
Okay, got it. That's really fast on the Wi-Fi speed too, as well. Okay.
Yeah, it's good for working as well.
Okay, fantastic. Very good. Okay, cool. We got. Is this related to Uluwatu Village House? Is it the same owner?
With the Presiden Village.
Okay. All right. Cool.
The same complex.
Same complex, yeah. All right. Let's see. Okay, next one. It's the same one, yeah. So that's pretty much it. Oh yes.
There's another one, but I think it hasn't been signing to Chabo. It's Villa Arum.
Villa
It has
Arum.
to be manually looked
Okay, so how can we find that?
on the bigger.
Here. Okay.
Not there. Yeah.
Probably none of
Use,
these are.
use the
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Design forecast, growth, company metrics, revenue, yeah? Alright, let's take a look, see if we can find this. Villa Arum. Okay, let's see. Listing ID. Oh wow. Okay, no listing ID. Oh wait, yeah, I could find it from the. Alright, cool, thank you. Can't read that. Rooms. Oops. Alright, this is it. Go ahead. Rock and roll.
So, sorry for keep you guys waiting. So this is Villa Arum. This is located in Sanur, 2-bedroom villa. This is another villa of Adam Kumar, which is like the first, like semi-next property that we onboarded. The second one actually. So this is the second property that we have in Sanur at this point, besides Emerald Villa. And at this point we have an in-house installed like Netflix, as well as give a 2 bikes complimentary. So yeah, it's been.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's a good area because it's close to pretty much anything, to the beach, to the restaurant, local bars. It's on the Hyatt Road, so it's pretty strategically placed.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much. Okay,
Yeah.
that looks actually really cool. Villa Arum in Sanur. And hey, that's Rizal's Sanur photographs. Nice. Okay, very good. Remember we
Dipakai
added
ya.
to that. Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much, Eggy, for bringing that new property. Let's go over to. Ooh, where are we now? Looted listings. Okay, let's go to the MB chapter. Let's take a look at what's going on there. Currently, let's see. Overall, we're at 161 properties. I guess Villa Arum is the newest one to join the fray. In July, there's a total log of 11,000 from Eggy. August, 5,000 from Eggy. September, 698 from Eggy. Okay, I think there were some other market builder contributions, but okay, let's keep on going. On content, the overall reduction Is that right? There's a 79% reduction in inquiries?
This is beginning of the month.
Oh, okay. Reduction of inquiry frequency. Okay, got it. So on September, we had a 10% reduction in inquiries compared to existing conversions of 75% on and unbooked listings. Okay. Let's see. Diva, can we get some insights from this? How am I supposed to understand the figures here?
From the very first graph, the inquiry frequency, we're hoping that the inquiry will reduce in every month.
Okay.
So yeah, at September we are having a 10% reduced from August,
Okay.
the number of inquiry. And to the right side, so we have the SLA of 70% instant book listing conversion, right? So
No, wait. It's not. It's actually 85% positive reviews with about a 11% negative reviews, so double the SLA. Double the SLA again on negative reviews, and currently lower check-ins, but also about double the SLAs on negative reviews. On the response rate, we're looking for 35% on response rate. On squad 1, not quite there yet, 28-16. Squad 2, a little bit close on the first week of September at 33, then down to 26. And now, currently on squad 4, also a bit below what we're looking for 35. Around hovering at 30% and then 18%. Okay, and on community management, we're looking at essentially a lot of cards that have not been resolved, and I think we also have cards from the previous month that have not been resolved. So I need, if you're working on community management, if you're working as a host, to turn these into blue. There's almost like about 90% blue right now. Some of these can be fixed over just small things, just adding additional towels, having a portable Wi-Fi unit, which I put into people's personal journals. I think those are worthwhile projects. So yeah, let's get this turned, this color around. All right, that is already the stats. And let's take a look at the guilds. So digital marketing is Thursdays at 4, human resources Saturday at 1, copywriting Wednesdays at 5, reservation Thursdays at 1, Waktu Indonesia Barat. So that's 2 o'clock here. Leadership is Fridays at, it's actually at 3 o'clock, not 2 o'clock. Oh yeah, the secretary can go ahead and change that to 3 o'clock on Leadership Guild.
Okay.
And then the next one is Community Management. This is Tuesdays at 4 o'clock, Bali time. Finance, Tuesdays at 4 o'clock, Bali time. Market Building, Thursdays at 5 o'clock, Bali time. Sports Guild has not had it for a while, so I'll just go ahead and remove it since it's not really in effect in the past month. Revenue Management, Monday and Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Hospitality is Thursday, 12 o'clock Jogja time, 1 o'clock Bali time. Project guilds, are these really happening? Tendi, do we have project guilds still?
Yeah, currently me and Chandra is still doing yeah.
Okay.
So still.
All right, we'll keep that up. And then there's something that's untitled. This is probably the event, yeah? The hospitality conference event. Okay, great. And I think we'll go ahead and take this out. This one is not being active anymore. Let's go with my OKRs now. See, market building funnel. There are a lot of deals that are not moving off the funnel, and we need to simplify that market building process. So getting that done, achieving a listing pace of above 2 a week. Currently it's at 0 a week. It's a little bit better now, but that would be better. Building a student community for HR purposes is on an ongoing project that will happen at STP this month. On October 17th and 18th is a career fair day. So we're looking to expand the mailing list to over 1,000, looking to get 1,600 LinkedIn followers, and we need to get our IG Bukit Vista Life above, it's at 88 right now. Attain October revenue goals, so we're training a new batch of revenue managers and offer promotion opportunities for second base salary, offloading 75% of my squad 1B. Yes, Nandi.
Sorry, actually on your first point, right,
Yes.
currently a lot of deals are not moving off the funnel and you're simplifying the MOUs. Actually,
Yeah.
we've already done that.
Okay.
Maybe this is a good time to also share with the team what we've changed.
Yes. Oh no! Do it on the thing afterwards, yeah, and then the KPI discussion.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
Okay.
That way, all the people involved in that can. Okay.
Okay.
All right, next one is developing leadership. So promoting more senior leaders in the company, develop ownership, accountability, more LI, more LC talent. We're looking to promote 2 hosts, community managers, area managed by November 2019. All right, and the next one is post content related, develop industry leading LI profile, LinkedIn portfolio. We're looking to beat Potato Head. Currently, we're at the same growth rate as Potato Head, which is pretty cool. Potato Head accumulates about 400 followers a week. We accumulate about 400 followers a week too as well. So we're looking to get probably some progress by this year, by December 31st. Okay, so those are my OKRs for the month. And okay, all right, great. Employee satisfaction survey. So this one is the one for September. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. So, okay, it looks like most of Squad 1 has responded. Squad 2 and Squad 2B have not responded. Squad 4 has not fully responded yet either. So we only have 4 responses so far? Okay, all right. So let's see what the first 4 have said. Actually, let's not even see this because we need more results before this is actually can be shared. So if you have not filled out your employee survey, please fill out your employee survey so that your voice can be heard and these can be recognized. All right, on promotions and core value recognitions, that we already announced this last week, this was Chandra and Rizal. And Shinthia, oh yeah, Shinthia has been promoted, wait, we already announced that, right?
Yeah.
Everyone already knows, okay. Shinthia has already been promoted to full-time online guest support. And then, what? Oh, okay, this one? Oh, it's a copy over, okay, that's why. So I believe some people were still working on the September all hands. So this was already the October all hands. Does anybody have actually any new core value recognitions that they'd like to put up? No? Yes? Okay, Diva. Speak, Diva.
Never settle, fail fast, be transparent for Rizal and Defanda.
Okay, all right. Rizal and Defanda.
And mainly the manager,
sector.
yeah, they want to try this new way of canvassing with drones. But but I admire their never settling and then they just want to try new things.
Okay.
I know that they're doing good,
Uh-huh.
and I know that a lot of things can go wrong with drones, but
Tell us the whole story. Tell us the whole story.
look. No.
So yesterday, me and Defanda helping Nangli to do canvassing in Canggu. So me at Perenang Street and Defanda at Batu Mejan Street. But on the first trial, me and Defanda is going smooth, and then we prepared to do it effectively. So at the first session, me and Defanda has smooth work, and then we have done the first session, and then for the second session, I changed my battery with not good battery, so I changed the battery and then I fly the drone until 80% of the coverage, and then at the last 10% of the trip, the drone has gone and lost, and then I think it's been I think it's fall from the top, and so yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. And actually, yes, I agree. This is actually part of
Show like low battery status and it should come on the point automatically.
It's actually connection lost from the drone.
So it wasn't showing on this screen like how far you're going.
Yeah, actually I see the point of the drone has fallen, but as at the area there's no.
It doesn't give the notification like you are going out of coverage area or something. It should give some kind of notification like that. Like you are going out of range.
There are some things, I suppose. It could have been something hit it. You know, if they hit it, it probably would actually make the most sense. It would just not have a return function. Or the battery stopped working because it wasn't a good battery.
The battery completely stopped working. So
I'm thinking that might happen. All right, the takeaway on this is a few things. One, be sure that the battery is good when you fly a drone, because I'd rather throw away a battery than throw away a drone. That's one takeaway. Takeaway number 2 is, yes, innovation sometimes will result in these kinds of things happening. That doesn't mean we should stop. And so we've already ordered another drone, and it will be coming in. So it does take, I think, courage to go ahead and push through ahead with these things. and it's what it really truly is what we mean by fail fast. These are things that we should do more often, actually. Innovation has a price, and the price is sometimes you have to fail. Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Deepa, for bringing this up.
Tandy has another one.
Yes. Okay, Tandy, do you have a core value recognition that you'd like to give? Yes, sir.
Unmute Tandy.
Okay, so this is recognized to in the NFA. Yesterday they had arranged for the anniversary arrangement for our guests at Pondok Bagus, and they're really happy. Also, I take some videos of the surprise. Maybe can I show you?
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Wow, this really good moment. I think this one. Let me share screen. Wait.
Okay, all right. I guess that was a little bit incomplete, but is Tandy come back? Tandy.
Wait, sir. Yeah, it's. Let me download this. Okay, maybe just show the photos. This one.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, Tandy, for sharing. Thank you very much, Evan and Wendy, for also thank you for an anniversary surprise. Okay. Let's go on to the next thing. I think that pretty much covers the all hands for today. Yes, Davita.
I would like to ask anyone to help to share a hiring post.
Saying today's all hands. Please fill out your employee survey. That part is pretty important, and work on the goals for this month to make processes excellent. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great day.